topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Barry G. Fowler, EA, brings you Tax Talk for You right here on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. As an enrolled agent and a national leader in tax resolution, as well as trucker, bookkeeping, and tax planning with over 30 years of experience, Barry will break down taxes, bookkeeping, tax planning, and tax relief for individuals and businesses just like you. So let's have some Tax Talk for You with your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, welcome. It's a great Monday at Tax Talk for You. Man, we had a great day already. We get to start out this morning. If you've been listening, W4CY Radio started out on Ask the Experts nationwide, talking about tax solutions, IRS problems. If you missed that show right before this one, you can go to Ask the Experts and find their podcasts and listen to that program that we just finished doing. So I get to do 2 hours. Did the first one, 9 to 10, and now this one from 10 to 11 Eastern time. We're always here Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern time at Tax Talk for You. So if you found us, great. Today we're talking about trucking and bookkeeping and taxes. Now, if you're a small business person and you're listening to this program, a lot of what we're going to talk about will apply to all businesses as well. There are certain things that we'll be talking about that apply just to owner-operators, trucking, and stuff out there. The other thing I want to tell people is if you are an owner-operator, over-the-road trucker, there's a lot of great associations out there. One of them that we're involved with a lot, we speak at their Truck to Success seminar. I get to personally write for Landline magazine, and it's the Owner Operator Independent Drivers Association, OOIDA. And also, if you're going to Matt's this week, stop in and see OOIDA over there. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a booth there this year. The show, to us, we'd rather spend our money doing other things for you, the trucker, than being over there at Matt's this year. But we are going to, our other sister company, Taxation Solutions, is actually going to be in Leesville this week for the Moonshine event. So it's Friday, Saturday. And as we say, moonshine's not going to solve your problems, your tax problems, but it's sure going to make you feel better. So we're going to do the solution to your tax problem. And, maybe you drink a little moonshine and it'll make it feel a little better. It's just not going to make it go away. Maybe in that little bit, but who knows? But anyway, stop by and see us there, our booth. We've got some great koozies that we're going to be giving away as well. So if you're out in Leesville, Louisiana, stop at the Moonshine Festival and see us over there. We'll miss you guys over at Matt's. That's coming up here. And but again, stop in and see OOIDA. And this, hey, we're talking about truckers and bookkeeping. When we talk about trucking and we talk about owner operators over the road, you're gone most of the week. If you're not gone, you're not making money, right? If the wheels aren't moving, you're just dead in the water, or dead on the road, actually. Hopefully not in the water, because if you're in the water with wheels, man, you're sunk. It's it, the end of the day. But if your wheels are not moving and you're not rolling down the road and you're not carrying loads and you're deadheading, the income you have is zip, zero, nada. and your expenses are still there. You're still making that monthly payment on your truck or on your trailer. You're still having to pay other admin expenses, insurance. It still comes out every month, even if the wheels aren't rolling. And so you've got these costs of the truck sitting still. But then also, the problem in the industry is people just take loads. And that doesn't make it right either. You've got to make loads that are profitable. But how do you know that? Just like any business that's out there, how do you know what you are doing in business is profitable? And the only way to know how your business is doing is to be able to have a financial report. And how do you get a financial report? Bookkeeping, tracking your income and every expense, and then doing it the right way. So for truckers, you have your gross revenue, gross trucking revenue. Now, you may get other revenue items or reimbursements, and you want to track every one of them and know what your money and where your money is coming from. You want to be able to split it out so that when you get your 1099 and you're matching to your 1099, to know what they've included in your 1099 that they gave to your company for your gross trucking income and other income items that they gave you. Did it match? You being an individual, whether you're a sole proprietor, single member LLC, multi-member LLC, or corporation or S Corp, you got to know what your total income is. And then you got to know that the 1099 they gave you matches how you receive the income, because you have income coming in and they give you a 1099 from December 3rd or January 1 to December 31st, but you didn't receive your payment for the end of the year until the next year. They may have recorded that payment as have gone out on December 31st, but yet you may not have recorded that payment until January 7th, because that's when you received it, if they sent you a check. Or January 3rd or 4th, because they did ACH to you or some kind of transfer or direct deposit into your account, and that's when you received it. So now you got to know what's the difference in that 1099 versus what you're reporting as income. Bookkeeping helps do that. And then tracking every item that you have for your business of expense, and then making sure you've got them all. So using a bookkeeping service like that to help you manage your finances while you're on the road takes the challenge out of trying to do it when you get home and spending time with your kids, your wife, your family. That makes life just a little bit simpler. You can actually log into our system to see how you are doing and see your financial reports, so that you, while you're on the road, maybe you're taking a break, maybe you're there stopped and you got time in the evening or morning, whatever time you're stopping, or maybe you're just sitting forever waiting for them to load you. You can log into the portal and see, hey, this is how I'm doing. And then see how I've been doing this month versus last month versus the previous months versus the same month last year, to know that, hey, this is how life is going for me, and it's getting better or getting worse. My income's up, my income's down, my total costs gone up. Fuel costs have been rising lately, so it's putting pressure on your business. Whereas last year, fuel costs were coming down, and it wasn't putting pressure on the business. It was allowing having a larger operational margin. And then, are you taking the right loads, or are you just taking loads to take loads? If you haven't done anything financially, you would have no clue. Same with any business out there. Are you just buying merchandise, putting it up for sale, and then not knowing, hey, am I making money on any of this? What's making money? What's not? How do I price it? How do I do this right? Service business, the same thing. Hey, if you're in a service business, you have a cost of service. Your staff costs you money. So are they making you money, or are they just costing you money? Because if it's not making you money, then all you're doing is either treading water, spinning your wheels, or sinking. And without a good financial report, good bookkeeping, you would never know how well your business is doing. Our experts here at Trucker Tax Tools, we have complete knowledge of the complexities of trucker bookkeeping, trucker taxes, and we have dedicated people just working for you to help your business thrive financially with the knowledge that it takes to run a trucking business. Now, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about proper bookkeeping for truckers, owner-operators, over-the-road drivers, and small businesses across the country. And we'll do that right after this.
We have only scratched the surface of today's show. Please stand by, as Barry G. Fowler will be right back with Tax Talk for you. If you owe the IRS or are going through an IRS audit, don't go at it alone. Call Taxation Solutions Tax Relief at 888-930-1016. We are your solution for IRS debts, audits, back taxes, garnishments, liens, and levies. Whether you're an individual or business, you need a solution and a strong, aggressive tax resolution. Don't let the IRS walk all over you. Stop the IRS now. Call 888-930-1016 or go to taxationsolutions.net now for a free, no-obligation consultation. Let's get back to Tax Talk for you with more Tax Talk. Once again, here's your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, welcome back. Today is going to be, as I said at the start of the show, a great day. We just finished doing a program at 9 to 10 Eastern, called Ask the Experts, talking about IRS tax problems, and we got into talking about trucking and truckers' tax problems and stuff like that. So it was a great show. So if you're looking for information on IRS solutions and IRS problems, hey, catch the podcast on Ask the Experts for taxation solutions. It was a good show. We get to do this one for an hour, follow right after that one. So we're having a lot of fun. And today we're talking about trucker bookkeeping and taxes. And now this segment, we're talking about proper bookkeeping. Proper bookkeeping is the backbone of any business, any successful business. And being an owner-operator, being a over-the-road trucker working for themselves, you are in business. And so successful trucking businesses have proper bookkeeping. Now, you can do it yourself and try it, but our services allow you to focus on your driving and your family, and we handle the focus on the financial details of your business by doing the bookkeeping for you and providing you the necessary tools to know that you are successfully, or how to more successfully run your business. You simply send us your statements, your receipts, your settlements, bank statements, credit card statements, and then we manage everything else. It allows you to streamline your operations, understand your financial picture without any headache of actually sitting down and doing this yourself. So, your job in this case is getting us information. And then information that is missing, we will continue to gather from you to make your life that much easier. So being in the trucking industry, it's fast paced. You're either taking a load and going. You've got to stay on the road. You got to keep moving. You got to keep doing the things that you're going to do, and then look at your financial reports to effectively manage your business. Then if you're using truckertaxtools.com, our expert team is helping you stay organized, compliant, allowing you to concentrate on what you do best, and that's driving. And what we do best is the bookkeeping. So we're looking for, there's easy things. We all know gross trucking income, of course, and then your deductions: fuel, DEF, scales, tolls, parking. Some of this stuff is fairly easy. We get questions: can I deduct parking? Yes, you can deduct parking of parking your truck. And we give financial advice as we're going through this. You have questions, we answer the questions. We're not looking at the clock. It's all built into one price for you. And then it allows you to navigate and make informed decisions. Should I add a new truck? How's my driver doing for me? Somebody called the other day and said, hey, I want to be able to track and see how each of my drivers are doing. So we come up with a system to track how each of the drivers and trucks are doing and help them to navigate their business confidently and leaving a lot of this stress behind. So you're looking at what other expenses are there. Can you deduct your dog? Can you deduct your meals? Can you office supplies, home office? All these things potentially are write-offs for your business. And how do you effectively do that? And that's where we get to come in and we get to look at it. Did you pick up other expenses that you have out there? We see it all the time, dues and subscriptions. People are not deducting those subscriptions. Why? Because they're both business and personal. So maybe a portion of them are write-off. But we've seen people that have subscribed to GPS but didn't write it off in their business, and that's the only place they use it. They use other apps or other tools on their phone, and they get charged off to whatever various account. Maybe it was the wife's account. Maybe it was somebody, yours, personal, didn't get run through the business. But we're looking for those kind of things because we expect to see that here in your trucking business. And so are you getting all of the deductions that you need to have as a trucker? That expertise in finding all those tax deductions are important, because it's those things that can save you a whole bunch of money in business. And know that you're doing things right. Know that you're getting all the deductions. Now, you have this tool and you've maximized the expenses. You've taken a proactive approach to bookkeeping and addressing financial issues maybe before they escalate, maybe finding ways to save money to make things work. Maybe it's looking at, wow, the interest rate on this loan is really, really high on my tractor or my trailer, and we need to pay that down and pay that back sooner. Maybe refinancing. Got to be careful though, because we've seen somebody refinance, but the amount they're refinancing was the full loan amount plus interest because of the way the contract was written, that it was all built in. So there was not worth refinancing at all. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't even worth making extra payments on the loan because it wouldn't bring your interest down. So sometimes these vehicle loans or trailer loans or tractor loans are really written bad for you as the owner operator, as the business person. And that is why we tell everybody, make sure you read and understand everything before you sign. You catch that? Read and understand every piece of paper that you're working with in financing before you sign it. Period. That's what you've got to do. Because the small things can make a difference in your business. The interest rate on a loan can make the difference in success in your business in operating at a loss or a negative cash flow. Because losses will set your business back. Now, one of the things that we've seen and we've talked about is if you've got good bookkeeping, you start doing planning, reviewing, oversight. That means taking those comprehensive financial statements and reviewing where you're at and how you've gone down the road to meet your long-term goals. Did you set your 5-year, 3-year, 10-year goals? Are you working towards it? Are you moving towards your retirement planning? Are you meeting the goals for retirement planning? Those things all become extremely important. Also, as an owner-operator, knowing your costs, not just your costs to run your business, but your cost per mile. OIDA Foundation has a great worksheet, cost per mile worksheet. Pull that worksheet out from OIDA's foundation, look at it, see how successful you are and what is your cost, your fixed cost per mile and your variable cost per mile. And how does that work for success in your business? Not in somebody else's business, but in your business. Are you being successful? Are you making money? Are you charging the right cost per mile? Those things become extremely important as an owner-operator. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about owner-operator complete care services that we offer at Trucker Tax Tools, and we'll do that right after this.
We have only scratched the surface of today's show. Please stand by as Barry G. Fowler will be right back with Tax Talk for You. As an owner-operator, you already spend too much time away from your family. Trucker Tax Tools handles all your bookkeeping and taxes no matter what level trucker you are. Life on the road can be taxing, but that doesn't mean that your wallet or time with your family should suffer. Trucker Tax Tools makes your life run smoothly. Go to truckertaxtools.com for a free guide that will give you the tools to never worry about your taxes again. Call Trucker Tax Tools at 877-966-2477 or go to truckertaxtools.com now and let the experts keep you trucking. Let's get back to Tax Talk for You with more Tax Talk. Once again, here's your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, welcome back. It's always fun talking about truckers, small businesses, owner-operators, over-the-road truckers, and I get to talk to a lot of them, throughout the year. And sometimes we're at shows like Mid-American Trucking Show and Texas Trucking Show and Iowa 80, places like that, and have just really enjoyed reaching out and talking with truckers, owner operators, and finding out what it is, what they enjoy in business and stuff. And I haven't found one person yet that said they actually enjoy doing bookkeeping or taxes for themselves. So that's where we come in. Now, there are times, people get a little bit moody and a little bit uppity. We had a guy the other day that decided he needed to rip my head off over, us requesting information. Unfortunately, we are an information needing business, meaning we've got to get information from you, the owner, meaning we've got to get bank statements. We've got to get credit card statements. We got to get settlement statements. We got to get cash receipts because we can't figure out if you spent cash, but if you spent cash, we need to get that from you. Sometimes we need actual receipts for large purchases so we know how to record things. And if you came to us and we need to do last year's or prior couple of years bookkeeping, which we've had to do for people, we're going to need statements going back. Doesn't mean you can get mad at me because we're asking for those statements. All it really means is you've actually got to go and provide them. And this gentleman got mad at my staff because they were asking for bank statements from 2024 because he hired us and wanted us to do bookkeeping for 24 and 25 and then starting in 26, but was getting mad because he didn't want to go get them, or we were missing settlement statements and he didn't provide them. So, hey, give my staff a break. They do everything they can to help you, and that's what we're here to do. If you do decide, hey, you're going to call us and want to talk to Trucker Tax Tools about your bookkeeping and your taxes, call us at 877-996-2477. Again, 877-996-2477, and mention that you heard it right here on Tax Talk for You, so that we can get you special discounts that apply for you taking the time to listen to this program. Or you can go online to truckertaxtools.com and you can submit for a free quote and we'll give you a call so you never have to worry about your taxes or bookkeeping again. Now, what do? We cater to small businessmen like you, the owner or operator. We run a program called Owner Operator Complete Care Tax Services and Bookkeeping. So this service is for that owner or operator. Now, if you're a single member LLC, multi-member LLC, S Corp, corporation, we've got plans that feed from this plan into the other plans. But what we do is we do your bookkeeping. So, we reconcile your bank accounts. We enter all the data off your bank statements, look at your settlement statements and enter all the information off your settlement statements. If you provide it as cash receipts, we'll put in the cash transactions. If you're charging things on a credit card, we get those credit card statements, we put all that in, and we do that every single month so that you have proper financial statements. We're going to give you a balance sheet, profit and loss, so you can see how your business is doing. Now, the other thing we get to help you with is tax consulting. We're going to do this as needed. When we see changes in your business, up, down, that's a change. Revenues went up, net income went up, that's a change. Revenues have gone down, net income's gone down, that's a change. We've got to change plans. Not bookkeeping and tax plans, financial plans. What financial plans we've got to look at? You're at quarterly estimates. The IRS requires quarterly estimated tax payments. As a business owner, you're not having the luxury of just W-2 income. You have either self-employment income, W-2 income, and net income if you're an S corp, or partnership income and guaranteed payments. We've got to start looking at all this stuff and making sure that you're making the proper IRS quarterly estimated tax payments. And so we modify that. We look at this within the financial statements for profit maximizer. Are you maximizing what your profits are? Now, profits are not in the same sense as you would think. See, people look at the bottom line and go, hey, if I minimize these expenses, meaning if I don't take these other expenses, then my bottom line went up. But that's not what we're really talking about. Maximizing profit is maximizing what's going to be kept in your pocket after all the expenses, after tax. Are you missing deductions that you could have taken out of your business as a pre-tax item? And instead you're paying them out of personal with after-tax money? See how costly that can be? If you're in a 20% tax bracket and you have net income of $1,000, 20% is, $200. So that's what that $1,000 costs you in tax. If you're self-employed, add another 15%. That's 35%. And now you're talking about $350. So if you're going to spend $1,000 in after-tax money, then you've got to have more than $1,000 pre-tax. So if we can move that tax deduction underneath the business, we spend that $1,000 before tax. Now there's no tax on that $1,000. Just saved yourself $350 in tax. And that same $1,000 item only cost you $1,000, didn't cost you, $1,350. See how the difference can be made by just making sure that you're getting the deductions pre-tax that you deserve for your business, not after tax. So that's how we're looking to maximize your profits. And we use that to affect your bottom line and minimize the taxes. See, again, profit maximizer and bottom line tax minimizer work hand in hand. Finding those expenses that were over here after tax, the expenses that we can move into the bucket that is pre-tax, saving you money there across the board. So you're not wasting money by spending money on something that is in the wrong place and in the wrong bucket. Now, the other thing that we offer with this is unlimited business consultations. If you have questions about your business, pick up the phone and call us. We have staff that is here wanting to answer questions and wanting to help you. We don't look at the clock to see how long we've been talking to you. Now, granted, I'm going to be funny and tell you that I'm not talking to you when you're driving through Nebraska. There is nothing in Nebraska. And I've driven it, and you're just bored. Same with West Texas. There are so many open miles in West Texas. You're just calling me while you're driving in West Texas is to spend time talking to somebody. Maybe your wife won't answer you when you're in those places either. She doesn't want to talk to you on hours on end. But if you got questions, we're going to still answer those questions. We're going to help you. We're going to help you with your business, to help run your business, to know your business better. We keep a secure online portal. so that you know that your information is secure. When you upload it to our portal, it is into the secure portal. Nobody else has access to your portal except us, your bookkeeping, your tax department. We gather that information so that we can do those financial reports for you. So we keep that portal secure for you. You have your password, we have our passwords. Everything is maintained securely for you. And we do this. We do offer for free personal financial reviews. We have some people that'll work with people that will work with you to set up your retirement accounts. They do retirement planning. They do planning for you in your business so that you know that you're moving this the right way. It gives you the advantage of being able to operate your business. Know that you can look at a financial report and know where you're at in business and how you're going to successfully navigate the financial complexities of operating a business. We make your life run smoothly. Okay, I can't take out the bumps in the road while you're driving your truck, but I can help you run your life more smooth financially through the tools we have to do the bookkeeping and minimize the taxes. Now, what are some of the other things we're going to be looking at to help you in your business? Maybe meals, travel meals, meals and entertainment, per diems. Maybe those are the things that you need as a trucker, as an owner operator, to help you navigate those items to make your business run smooth. And we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about per diems, meals, travel meals, entertainment. We'll do that right after this.
We have only scratched the surface of today's show. Please stand by as Barry G. Fowler will be right back with Tax Talk for You. As an owner-operator, you already spend too much time away from your family. Stop spending time doing paperwork. Go to truckertaxtools.com, a solution built specifically for truckers. Truckertaxtools.com makes your life run smoothly. Let's get back to Tax Talk for You with more Tax Talk. Once again, here's your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, welcome back. Sorry, my fence guy was texting me and don't know how important it was. Anyway, he's out at the ranch doing some fencing for me. So I told him I have to call him in about 15 minutes. We were talking about, meals and entertainment, per diems, travel meals, all those fun things. You as an owner operator, independent driver, over the road driver, away from home, overnight, you can take per diems. You got to track your days on the road, nights away from home on the road. You actually get a per diem of $80 a day for your nights that are away from home. And so, make sure you're tracking them. The first night and the last day and you come home are half days. So, you can track the day you leave and skip the day you come home and you'd probably be fine. But maintain a log and track, when you're leaving. Now, you have got to actually have a home or a place that you go back that you pay for as your place where you're going to lay down your head. If you're just in your truck 100% of the time and you don't have a home, you're considered a tax turtle. And guess what? You don't get that deduction. So you got to make sure you've got a place you're either renting or live or come back to, periodically, and you're maintaining that home for you. Now, you can track meals and you can track actual costs. If you're tracking the actual costs, we'll pull together all the meals and everything for you and then you can deduct those meals, and it's deducted at 80%. Now, there's at times that you're back maybe location and you're taking somebody out to generate more business, or maybe you and your wife are going to dinner and talking business. Those are entertainment meals. So those are different. Those are deductible 50%. But if it's business related, it is a deduction for your business. Now, you're just going out for your anniversary and you're not talking business, not doing anything else, don't deduct the meal. You've actually got to have a meal that you can actually say, hey, we went and had business discussions. So sometimes there are differences between going out and having a meal and going out and having a business meal. And you've got a distinction. And so if you're doing this like with your wife or husband and you're deducting this as a business meal, document what was discussed at this meal so you can actually claim that deduction. Keep the receipt. If you go out with somebody else, you're taking them out and you're paying, and you want to take the tax deduction, again, write on the receipt who you were with, what your meeting was for, what was the business purpose. So you as an owner operator have the advantage. You can deduct per diems, and they're 80%, actual travel meals at 80%. So that's an either or if you're the over-the-road trucker. And you can add to that meals and entertainment that you're doing to generate or promote or talk business with. So if you're going out with somebody that you might get business with and you pick up the meal, take that as a tax deduction. Take that as a business meal. If you take somebody to an event, and maybe it's entertainment and it's marketing, and it is a deductible deal for you as well, if you fall within the qualifications of the IRS. So those are the things that you're going to be looking at when you're talking about meals and entertainment and saving money on taxes. See, these little things do add up. Somebody once asked me, well, is a $30 meal really worth it? Well, one $30 meal, if you're saving 35%, you're saving a little bit more than $10. So yeah, it's worth it, but it's worth it to continue do it because it all adds up. So little things sometimes, when you're talking about, let's say dues and subscriptions, it was, let's just say $100 a month. Well, that's $1,200. It's a big item. But let's say it's only $15 a month. And the other one is $15 a month. And this other one is $30, you're at $60. And this other one's at $20, you're at $80. Another one's at $20 and you're at $100. And that's now $1,200 a year. And if your tax rate happens to be the self-employment plus 20% for federal plus 8% for state, and where are you at now? You're at 43%. Well, that's a $500 tax savings. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's $500 you, the business owner, gets to keep in his or her pocket and not pay dear old Uncle Sam. Importance. Every dollar kept is a dollar earned. Every dollar you can keep in your pocket without having to pay tax is money in your pocket for your family, not for Uncle Sam. That's where reviews, that's where the ace knowledge of bookkeeping for truckers, for small businesses, comes in handy. Saving you tax money. Now, even our services for bookkeeping, for taxes, are all tax deductible. So you're saving taxes on those services as well. And because it's all inclusive, you're not paying for things out of pocket separately. It's all in one fee for you, the owner operator, paid weekly, just to make your life that much easier and give you the time to spend with your friends and your family when you do get home. Hey, here at Tax Talk for You, we talk about all kinds of things that help save you money as owner operators, independent drivers, truckers, small businessmen, everything else. I know you get busy and you're not here at 10 o'clock Eastern time every Monday like I am, and you miss a show. Even if you've missed a show, you can find our podcasts at iHeart, Spotify, Spreaker, you name it. Look for it out there. You can find it. Better yet, so you get reminders of this show every Monday. Go over to Tax Talk, the number 4, the letter U.com. Follow us there. Connect over at Facebook as well. So it'll come up as a reminder in your Facebook. It'll even remind you that you missed us and tell you, hey, get over there and watch the podcast because you don't want to miss these things. We're trying to help people in business owners, individuals, everybody, minimize the amount of tax you're going to pay and do it legally. Do it the right way by finding all those expenses that you should have been deducting in business. I had a real quick question that came in. Can a W-2 truck driver use per diems? No. Unfortunately, the Trump tax laws changed back in 2017 that took away W-2 drivers being able to deduct per diems. A lot of companies placed in paying per diems as part of your trucking income, and therefore you got that as tax-free money. But no, it's not a deductibility for you on your tax return. Hey, great question. And I love questions. So if you ever have them, send them in and we'll definitely get them answered on air. Again, hey, be here every Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern time at Tax Talk for You on W4CY Radio. And don't miss an episode there. If you're looking to get bookkeeping done for your trucking business, small business, go to truckertaxtools.com. You can contact us over there, or you can just give us a call at 877-966-2477. Mention Tax Talk for You to get special discounts on your bookkeeping for your trucking company, as well as discounts for being members of many different trucking associations. So mention the trucking associations as well. Last thing is, hey, make sure you're here every Mondays, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Don't forget, don't miss us. We look forward to seeing you next week. You have a very God-blessed and glorious week. And if you're an owner-operator, stay safe out there on the roads. And thank you for everything you do. See you next week, 10 a.m. Eastern time, right here on Tax Talk for You and taxtalk4you.com. God bless.
Are you an individual or business that wants to understand taxes and how they affect you? Are you looking for specific tax advice for self-employed, business owners, and truckers? Are you behind on taxes and your bookkeeping? Are you dealing with the IRS and ready to have some relief? Then you need Tax Talk for You, hosted by tax and trucker expert Barry G. Fowler, EA. Tune in 10 a.m. Eastern Time every Monday right here on W4CY Radio and Talk 4 TV. Don't forget to check this and past episodes at TaxTalkForYou.com. See you next week at W4CY.com.